Hello, this is Idodmg and welcome back to the channel. In this Blessed Unleashed video, I want to talk to you about the final PC beta test that ended just today at the time of recording this video. With that in mind, I am not able to get new footage for you, so we will be using some footage from the live stream, so you'll get to see my amazing looking face down on the bottom of the video. Hopefully you appreciate that. Anyway, the entire stream VOD is up for your viewing pleasure. We did a 9-hour stream and I went through and broke it all up into chapters and time-stamped the entire live stream for your viewing pleasure. Blessed Unleashed has already been out for a while on console, but I figured why not go ahead and make a video anyway, since it's going to be coming up on Steam, and I figure there's going to be a PC player base that's going to be thinking about this game. So hopefully this video will help you out. I will have the timestamps down below in the description for your convenience. From the minute I booted up Blessed Unleashed, I was really impressed with the performance of the game. I had no frame rate issues, performance issues, hitches. It just felt really fluid, and the graphics were pretty good. I was really impressed with the way the game looked, played, and just felt. I made a mage since I played mage back on Bless Online, and the skills and abilities were just super flashy and super fun to use, and I instantly remembered the combo system that takes place that was also in Bless Online and is also in Bless Unleashed. Just on a surface level, when you're playing the game, you have your left click as your mana generator and your right click as your spender. And the way that you alternate, if you start with the left click, you can then combo and branch out into, I think, 3 different combo branches, but once you go through, you can figure out which one does the most damage. There's also ones that give you a little bit more ability, and so there's a little bit there in terms of combos and how they actually work with the combat. The skills themselves were pretty exciting to unlock new skills, and that's one thing that I really enjoy in MMOs is leveling up, progressing, and unlocking those skills, and it give you something to look forward to as you progress. In terms of combat, you can lock onto a target if you want to. There's many different skills on the mage that have AoE cleave abilities. There's one that I used that you had to be up pretty close in order to hit the enemies, so it was a really serious risk and reward type of skill. But it was nice to see all these different tools and skills available for different scenarios. I think I got my mage to about level 17, and I really, I only did the 9-hour stream. I really didn't play much outside of that just because I knew the beta was going to end, and I'm just excited to check out the game when it does release out on Steam. When it comes to the world and exploration, I got to point this out because this was a really huge thing to me, is there are hidden chests in the world that can only show up on your minimap when you're near these chests, and opening one of these hidden chests gives you a bag piece. If you collect 4 bag pieces, you can unlock a whole new inventory slot. On Bless Online, these bag slots you had to buy with real money, and I thought it was really cool to be able to earn these in game through just exploring the world. Through our time questing and running around the world, there was quite a few different open world events and world bosses that you could take down. And some of the bosses had so much health, and it was just so cool seeing, 30, 40 people swarm this boss. It kind of brought me back to hunts on Final Fantasy XIV, which gives the world a sense of, world and other players living in it. Another feature in Bless Unleashed that really made the world feel like a real place was whenever you were at a fire or a resting point in town, you could interact with that fire and you could offer up a public meal if you want to for other players to come and use. And if not, you could click on that fire and you could see other meals that other people have put onto that fire to share with other players. I think one meal could be 20 people could eat from it and get that food buff. I just thought this was a really great way to just really have a feeling of community. The overworld is where I did spend most of the time exploring, questing, just really kind of trying to get through that main campaign. And along the way, we did use the matchmaking system to do a few dungeons. I didn't get far enough to unlock any of the 5-man dungeons, but I am excited to. I got far enough to unlock, they're called dungeon arena encounters or something like that. And they're 2-player dungeons, basically. You just go in and it's an arena with a boss in the middle. And it was okay. These fights were nothing to write home about. We didn't have to have a holy trinity since it was only 2 players. The first one we killed with 2 mages. But I envisioned the 5-player dungeons needing a tank healer and 3 DPS roles to be fulfilled in order to complete them. The loot in Bless Unleashed was anything that you'd expect with an MMO, with the benefit of, well, or maybe you're not a fan of this, but you can reinforce your gear as well, increasing the stats, and if you reinforce it enough, you can actually upgrade the quality of the item and the rarity. I suspect that through plussing up gear and as you get into the end game of Bless Unleashed, you will have a chance to fail at upgrading your item, in turn losing all of your materials. I was talking to one person and that was a major turnoff for them, which is understandable since you do spend that time to gather up those resources and losing them can feel pretty bad. However, it is part of the game and just something I think you should be aware of. I gotta say, Bless Unleashed overall has me really excited for the launch. I wish this game was on 24/7. I would love to spend hundreds of hours on this game, playing it, grinding, leveling up, just doing all those things you would do in an MMO. But I am a little bit concerned for the launch of the game. My number one concern with Blessed Unleashed is their cash shop. Within their cash shop, there are a few things that you can buy with real life money. The number one item that I want to point out first, and make sure you listen to all these instead of just hearing this first one and going and just totally writing off the game. But you can buy skill points. You can buy skill point XP, and I didn't see a limit on how many you can buy. Skill points are used to increase your skills and level up your skills. This is a little bit pay to win if you ask me. You can also buy auto revives. I think you could buy 10 auto revives a day. An auto revive is when you die in the game, you can use one of these scrolls to instantly come back to life and just continue where you died. Keep in mind you can gain these scrolls through normally playing the game as well, but being able to buy 10 more a day just gives you that more of an edge. Also, you can buy one chest key a day. This key is then used to open up dungeon chests, but the key costs 0 Lumena, which is the in-game's premium currency. So I think you just get one key a day. The biggest concern, though, I have is being able to buy skill points for real life money. Get rid of that, please, because a lot of players are going to absolutely hate that, me included. I really don't understand why the game can't just have the cash shop that is purely cosmetics. Look at Path of Exile. Granted, they do have stash tabs and some other things. I just don't understand why you would allow us to buy skill points on the store. It's an MMO, and part of playing an MMO is grinding that skill XP and gaining those skill points. Because in most games, you would, once you level up, you would get a skill point. Well, not in Bless Unleashed. You have your character level, and then you have your skill point level, which is a whole separate leveling system. Anyway, you'll have to let me know down in the comments what you think of the cash shop. I can already predict what most of the comments and opinions will be down there. But the only other concern I really had for Bless Unleashed, because I like the game overall minus the cash shop. I think the game's really fun, and I like the classes. I like the skills. I checked out the Guardian very briefly, and it was super fun, flashy. It was the melee tank class. I really enjoyed playing it for the little bit that I did. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's an MMO, and the cash shop aside, I'm a little bit worried about the launch, to be honest with you. I'm worried about server issues at launch. Honestly, I really hope there are no server issues, but I just know that if the game launches out on Steam and it has server issues at launch, I think that will be the nail in the coffin, and I hope they can recover from it. But nowadays, people just aren't very understanding of why there's server issues. I don't really want to go into it much more than that, but that, and then having the cash shop with being able to buy skill points on top of having server issues, you know, if that happens on day one of launch, I just don't think it's going to be good for Bless Unleashed. I want the game to work out. I want a brand new MMO just as much as the next person. But anyway, I hope that they succeed, have a successful launch, and I hope the game's just absolutely amazing. That's just a few of my impressions and some things that I encountered through my time playing the final beta test of Bless Unleashed on Steam over the past weekend. And I hope the insight and some of my opinions helped you out in some way, maybe inform you and help you decide if this is a game you want to have on your radar or not. If you enjoyed this video and all the content on the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell to get notified when I post new weekly gaming videos. We also stream primarily here on the YouTube channel on Fridays and Saturdays, and I just recently started doing daily YouTube short uploads just as a way for me to express myself. I hope that you enjoy that side bit of content, as it really is therapeutic for me to just know there's someone else out there. Anyway, don't forget, your view alone means the absolute world to me. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.